Hello everyone, today we got to play Sultan. So this is a Queen's game. It is a bidding kind of game. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you want to support us and we would love to have you guys again. Randy, tell us more about this particular game.
So Sultan came out in 2007. It has a Board Game Geek rating of 6.0. Rank is 75/75. It's 2 to 5 players, 30 to 45 minutes, but I think that is a high end because we played it in probably 10. It was a pretty quick game.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Now, obviously more players is probably going to add some slowness to it. It's recommended for ages 8 and up. I don't think it really requires 8. I think Sarah could probably play this with just because all you need to recognize the numbers. You may not know strategy.
Yes, yeah, you just need to recognize numbers. Well, no, and she can even higher than lower, and this actually might be a good teaching game on what's higher and lower.
Designed by Sergio Halaban and Andre Zatz. Artist was Eckhard Freytag, published by Queen Games, as you mentioned, and it's out of print, I believe, but it looks like a lot of people are selling it for around $10 roughly on Board Game Geek, so you can still track it down pretty cheap.
All right, so let's talk about it. So quality of pieces wise, you have gems. I mean, they are, okay. They're your standard little gems that you find in games. The cards themselves, no linen finish, but I feel like they're pretty
solid.
They're pretty solid. I think those are okay, which is a good thing because you're going to shuffle them a lot. Also, you have the player screens, which are actually pretty good. I think they're pretty stiff.
Yeah,
and they're
solid.
Yeah, and I appreciate their work. Player board, or the main board, there's not too much to speak about.
One of our corners has got a little damage on it where it's peeled a little bit. But...
Okay, and we just opened this sucker.
Yeah,
so
it's a brand new game. So.
Literally, we unwrapped this.
But also, I would say that they had a nice insert.
It was really pretty
solid. It's not,
and because of the insert, I'm actually going to give this probably a 7. Maybe 6.5.
Yeah, I don't think I can quite go 7.
Maybe 6.5. I feel better with 6.
I think I'm more of a 6. I mean, the cards are nice for not.
The player screen is too.
The player screen is all right. I'll go 6.5. You twisted my arm.
Yeah,
I do really think that's a cool insert. It was already put together. You didn't have to assemble it.
I know, it was super nice. Well, and it's very thematic. And so let's talk about theme. So theme-wise, obviously you're in a Sultan's palace, and you're trying to bid to gain all the pretty gems. That's it.
Yeah, it's completely layered on. There's no reason it has to be Sultan or anything other than the fact that you have gems.
Right, but part of me just loves the art.
Yeah, it is pretty. I love the colors on the bonus cards. These are really pretty.
Just like the backs and stuff. Like I like this, gold starring kind of pattern.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the feel of this game, but is it overly thematic?
No, absolutely not.
So I'll give this a 6 just because I really like this kind of theme or this kind of artwork. What about you?
I'm probably more of a 5.5. There's just not enough of it. I mean, the
cards
are pretty.
I know.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty game, but it's pretty basic pretty. Yeah. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I can't go...
Well, and you got to realize, I had to give half a point just for color.
Oh, because I had a purple in it. Okay, well, you get the half point. I'm giving it 5.5.
All right, so let's move on to rules. The rules were very... you had a few questions.
Well, it's mostly, I think it's a translation issue.
Okay.
They worded some things strangely in here.
They did. You were reading it, and I was like, "You're gonna have to read that again," because I didn't understand.
Because
I didn't.
It basically said you had a hand of so many cards, and you played so many, but then it says after you play them that there's going to be so many on the table in essence that are going to get played, and it was really kind of odd. But then once you read through it and you understood it's saying the summation of what you play and I play makes that total, then it made more sense.
Yeah.
So it's a very simple game. It shouldn't have even taken 4 pages to do it, but it is what it is. I will give it probably a 6.5 because it's such a simple game. It's hard to screw it up too badly, and I think it's a translation issue. Really.
Yeah. So let's talk about gameplay. So gameplay is pretty straightforward. You basically have gems in a bag. The first player picks out 4 of those gems, and then they decide to pick the 3 that they're actually going to place on the bidding. Now, unless you have 3, unless you have 3 players, and then it's only this. But if you have 2, 4, or 5, you have the 3 player. So I'm going to choose my 3. I'm going to lay them out. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, and then for a 2-player, you draw 8. It's different for each player, so I'm just going to give you the 2-player rules, and you can read the modifications. So you draw 8 cards. You have 2 different decks, by the way. If you have 2 players, you mix them up very well. You draw 8 cards. You place 1. Your opponent plays 1. You play 1. And so what will end up happening... Randy, draw 2 cards down. I don't know who's going to win this. All right, so I have no idea what the numbers are. All right, so then you go to resolve it, and it's pretty straightforward. So there's only 1 purple card. You do not show that card, so I will take the purple. This one only has 1 blue, so you get the diamond, which is only worth 1 point. And then this one, we will flip them over. Oh, look, I bid higher than blue, so I got it. Ooh, I beat you by 1. That's great. All right, so that's it. And then you keep, so you draw 8 cards originally. You keep playing them until you're out of cards, and you draw an additional 8 cards. And you keep going until you run out of your deck, and then that is the end of the game. So once you play a card, it does go away.
Now, the gems have different values. So the clear gems are worth 1, reds are worth 2, yellows are 3, greens 4, blues 5. So getting certain colors is better than others, but also collecting sets of the same color is going to give you bonus points at the end of the game. So it depends on the number of players, how many gems you have to collect, but you want to collect as many as you can in 1 color for the added bonus of these bonus cards.
Yes, absolutely. And I went with the strategy of going with lesser gem, but getting more of them. But because of that, he ended... Anyway, so it was an interesting play.
Our bonus cards were a wash because we both got the same bonus cards.
Which was a bummer for me because I was like, man, I was grumpy over here. I was like, nah. But anyway, because that's what I focused on, was getting some of the cheaper ones to make sure I got them. But you just kept beating me by like 1 or 2 of each of the cards, and I just don't know.
It's almost like I knew what card you were playing.
You know what? You can shove it. So let's give this a score, though. So I am not a huge fan of bidding games, so I'm probably just going to give this a 5. Like, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was totally playable, and if you like bidding games, I do like it better than that one bidding game you made me play that was pyramid themed. But yeah, other than that,
I'm not even sure which game that was, but okay.
You said the beginning bidding game, the first that ever came out.
Oh, you're talking about Raw. It's not the first, but it's definitely the most well known.
Yeah, I like this better than Raw.
You're wrong on that. Okay. There is nothing to this game. It's a quick, short, quick, easy game. If you need a filler, it'll suffice. It's not great.
And it does play 5 players.
It can play up to 5 players. So if you're just...
And it may be better with more players, but I just don't like bidding games, though.
Well, there's just nothing to it. I mean, in Raw, there's a lot more collection of stuff. This one, I can't give it more than... I give it a 5.5 just because it's quick. And I can play it and be done with it. It's what, gives it a bonus above Catan for that reason. But it's nothing exciting. But it's cheap. I got it on clearance for less than $10. They're selling it for $10, but it doesn't take up much storage space, and it's a quick, short game.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We had a blast, and hopefully you guys did too. Hopefully we'll catch you again. Bye.